Hi, my name is Jamie. I'm a recent college grad with way too much time this summer, also a nonfiction writer, and this book just blew me away. It was actually recommended by Stephen King. You know how on your phone you have like way too many screenshots of random things? Or maybe I'm just a digital hoarder. But from like 2 years ago, I had this reading list recommended by Stephen King, and I was scrolling through it. I'm like, okay, these books look like kind of boring. I don't really read fiction that much. But this book just caught my eye. I checked it out from the library. It's honestly the first fiction book I've finished in probably a year. I'm like brand new to booktube. This is spoiler free. I don't know if that's implicit. On the surface, In the Lake of the Woods by Tim O'Brien is a mystery novel, a missing person. But instead of solving a whodunit, like finding the absolute right answer, tying all the threads together, to me, this book was a lot more about what actually is a mystery or a mystery novel in the first place. How do we piece together narratives? How do we know is true? How do we assign blame and morality in gray area? And to me, this didn't really feel like a storytelling book as much as Tim O'Brien had this like underlying truth that he wrote the story around to serve it. And I feel like that really resonated with me as a writer because that's hopefully what I try to do. Tim O'Brien's writing style was also like very minimalist. There were no words I ever had to like look up, super simple words, but just beautifully crafted. I also really enjoyed the mixed media elements of this book. So there's several chapters throughout where instead of prose or explaining what happens to characters, there's just a ton of excerpts from different books, therapy treatment, political biographies, fake interviews with like detectives and suspects. And sometimes I do get bored by mixed media stuff, but this, I was just like super interested in it. The book also jumps around between like 4 or 5 different time periods. So it goes all the way from like childhood, college years, explorations of like being in the Vietnam War, the mystery itself, hypotheticals, the aftermath. And the 4 main themes in this book to me were about love, identity, morality, and memory. And then some of the main topics he wrote about were like magic tricks, politics, how we find identity through achievement, like marriage, relationships, and war. For me, this book is a 10 out of 10, and not necessarily on like the emotional impact it had on me, but just in like the craft and mastery of the writing style. So when I say it's a 10 out of 10, it honestly just means there's like not a single thing about this book that I think I could improve. Maybe just because I'm new at reading literary fiction, like hopefully my taste will evolve and I can like share more books with you guys. But the last 30 pages of this book like absolutely blew me away, were like my favorite part. And it's the type of thing where like every single page before that like led up to this like thematic payoff that I was just like literally in awe. So In the Lake of the Woods, it's a short read, a little over 300 pages. I read it in a week, which for me, this was the first book in a while that I was like, okay, wait, reading is fun again. And actually like literally the week I graduated college, I started reading like a ton more while I was traveling on my Kindle. And I was like, wait, I actually like see why people enjoy reading. And I was like enjoying just the experience of like reading the sentences and like seeing the world authors have built rather than like just trying to get to the end of the book or just trying to like get the information out of it. I don't know what this channel is gonna be. I just felt like recording a video. Hopefully I'll share more stuff about like writing, more books I read. If you guys have any recommendations or feedback, definitely comment, and I love to talk.